first time in BC history, officials have shut down a school over fears of an influenza outbreak. A grade 3 student at Bairstow Elementary in Vernon is the province's latest confirmed young case of H1N1. So the school took the unprecedented step of closing. And today, officials at the BC Centre for Disease Control updated the public on the possible pandemic. Grace Key has our top story.
Okay, everything's ready. It's just waiting.
This morning, Premier Gordon Campbell joined Provincial Health Officer Dr. Perry Kendall at the BC Centre for Disease Control. Their message today: information is the best vaccination.
There are also a number of things that all of us can do to help meet this challenge. If you have a cough or a fever, regardless of where you have traveled, stay home from work or school and limit the contact with others to keep from infecting them. See a health provider if your symptoms become worse, but call ahead of time to let them know that you have a fever or cough. It's important for everyone to observe the general precaution.
Meanwhile, the number of H1N1 cases continue to rise. 15 people in BC have now been confirmed to have the virus. In the recent cases, 2 young people had contact with a family member who already had the virus. One case involves a young Vernon student who returned from a family trip in Mexico. Her school, Bairstow Elementary, will now be shut down for the week.
We know that every year there are mild cases of influenza in BC schools. We do not routinely close the schools because of that. We can have 10% absenteeism. You get much higher than that, you may not be able to keep the school open just for practical reasons. So it really does depend on where you are at in a particular phase of a spread of disease.
BC health officials say it's possible we could see a lull in numbers this summer and then a return in the fall.
At the present time, with the present pattern of illness, it wouldn't be any more serious than a bad flu year, in which case we've coped with that regularly. We can cope with it again. The new Public Health Act does have additional powers in the case of an emergency like that will enable medical officers of health and myself to take steps to ensure that proper isolation precautions and, if necessary, quarantine can be put into place.